Hi everybody, welcome to Stamping All Night Long with Wanda Smith. Today I'm going to show you how to make this quick and easy card. It's using the Thoughtful Branches limited edition stamp set, which you can only get until August 31st. If you haven't ordered it, do yourself a favor and give me a call, contact me, email, or text and get this stamp set. It comes in a bundle with, this is a stamp set, I'll show you in a few seconds, with thin lead dies. Don't be like me, I thought I didn't want the thin lead dies and I ordered the stamp set first and then I ordered the thin lead dies because I saw so many projects and cards that people have done, and I wound up paying $6 more because I didn't get the bundle. But believe me, if you're gonna get this, get the bundle. So let me show you quickly the stamp set. It's called, again, Thoughtful Branches. It has 23 stamps. It has an array of different things you can do with this. You'll just go into Pinterest and type in Thoughtful Branches Stamping Up and you'll see hundreds of examples that people have uploaded. It's a photopolymer stamp set, which is clear and see-through. And these are the thinlets. I'm using these two thinlets today. I've already run them through the Big Shot just to save some time on the video, but these are the rest of the thinlets. Let me move this out of the way. That come with the stamp with the set here. So let's get this out of the way. And I'm also using with this card one of the stamp sets you can find in the annual catalog. It's called Kinda Eclectic, and you can find it on page 147 of the annual catalog, and I'm using that for the sunburst over here. So let me get started. Let's move this out of the way, and you see all the tries that I've had here. These are the materials that I'm using. The most important is the inks and cardstock, and I'm using Old Olive for the base, Basic Black for one of the layers, and 2 pieces of Whisper White, one for the front of the card and one for the inside. Don't worry about trying to guess what size they are. I'm going to post a link on the bottom of this video to my blog, and it will have all the sizes, all the colors, all the inks, and all the materials I've used. I'm going to be using, to sponge, I'm going to be using Old Olive, Pear Pizzazz, Always Artichoke, and then I'm going to be using Basic Black, Chocolate Chip, and So Saffron. So like I said, all of this will be listed on a link to my blog, so just take a look at that. The first thing I'm going to do is stamp the card front and the inside. I like to do all that stamping first because we're going to adhere something to it. So before we adhere the tree, and then you don't want to adhere the tree and then stamp and then realize that something's wrong. So you do the stamping first. So we're going to stamp the greeting with Basic Black, the archival Basic Black. And the greeting is, "You're always in my thoughts." And the inside greeting is, "And always on my mind." This is a good card for, I don't know, I guess for a good for someone who's just lost someone, or just a nice card to send anybody, to send a friend and let them know that you're always on my mind. This is a trick here that if you're not sure if you stamped, I forgot to use the foam pad. I'm going to use it for the rest of them. Just rub it on the bottom before you pick it up so that you get a nice clean impression. And there you go. Now we're going to, since I have the Basic Black out, let me do the inside greeting also. And the inside greeting is, like I said, and always on my mind. I can't stamp anything in the center and straight if my life depended on it. So what I do in my cards, you'll notice in my videos, all my greetings are towards the bottom and in the corner. That way I can't miss. So that's just my little thing and trick or tip, if you will. Okay, now let's stamp the mound for the tree. I think that's what it's called. And we're going to do that in Chocolate Chip and ink it up. And if you notice, it has like a little space on the top. That's where the tree is going to go. So make sure you always stamp that facing up. So you just stamp, leave it on there for a few seconds for the ink to absorb. Move that to the side. Now we're going to use, you can use any green. I just like to go to my favorite go-to green. It's my favorite go-to green is Old Olive. I just love it. So just like the mound, this has a little space on the top, and that'll just tell you, you know, which side is up. And also it matches completely with the mound. And what it does, oh, see how cute? It puts grass on the mound. Okay, I'm going to leave this old olive out because we're going to do some sponging with it. I think I need it for the inside. Yes, I do. I need it for the inside. I'm going to add a cute little stem or leaf, stem of leaves here. And this is in the same stamp set, Thoughtful Branches. Like I said, it has, I think, 23 stamps in there, so it has an array of stuff. Okay, so we'll put this to the side. The inside is stamped. And so, well, we're not done with the outside. We have to stamp the sunburst. Move that to the side. Almost forgot about that. Okay, and as you can tell, it's in the it was in the corner, so just take it to the corner, press it down, leave it on there for a few seconds so that, like I said, the cardstock can absorb the ink. If you pick it up too fast, you know what happens that people say, oh, it didn't, the stamp's no good, I didn't get a good impression, something's wrong with that. It's because you're picking it up too quick and you're taking the ink back with the stamp. So you leave it on there for a few seconds so that it can, so that the cardstock can absorb the ink. Okay, like I said before, I previously ran this through the Big Shot with the Thinlits, and I'm going to be using 3 colors for, whoops. Think I moved. Yes, I did, but not too bad. We're going to be using 3 colors to sponge, and the colors that I'm using are Pear Pizzazz, Old Olive, and Always Artichoke. And like I said before, I'm going to list everything on a link to my blog, so you'll have all the materials, all the sizes for everything I've used, so you won't miss out on anything. Don't try to figure it out, or don't try to write anything if I've told you. It'll be listed and you can just print it if you want. Okay, so Pear Pizzazz, what I'm going to do with Pear Pizzazz is I'm going to cover it completely, and that's going to give it the base color for the treetop. So just color it completely, and it's lightly. You don't have to rub hard when you're sponging. Lots of people really press down on the, oh, and these are sponge daubers. That'll be listed there too. Lots of people press down really hard, and you don't want that because then you get you get like streaks. And when you're sponging, you want it to look sort of like if it was watercoloring. Okay, now the next one is Old Olive, and that's just sporadically anywhere just to give it more intense look, more detailed, I guess. And it gives it layers. It'll give it like a layered look. Okay, and now for the last one, which is Always Artichoke. And with Always Artichoke, what I do, since this is the darkest ink, I do it all the way around my tree top. And the reason I do that, because then when we place it on the card front, which is Whisper White, it gives it a more dramatic effect. You have the whole outline of the tree top. And then just like Old Olive, sporadically in there, and we're done. Okay, so let me get all of this out of the way. Don't forget, as soon as you use your ink, cover them up so they won't dry up and you won't waste all your ink. And I did leave my chocolate chip uncovered. Okay, there we go. Now everything's covered and safe. Now what I'm going to do is going to use glue dots to adhere the tree top to the tree branches and trunk. The reason I'm doing that is because previously I did it with Tombow multi-purpose glue, and that is awesome. The only problem is I did this in a big class. I have a mall class once a month, and I have anywhere between 35 and 50 stampers, my friend Deb and I, and if I give them the adhesive, if I give them Tombow multi-purpose glue, which I have in many cases, but sometimes I'll just squeeze a little bit too much, and then it'll eke out through the since this has lots of spaces in between, it'll eke out, and then you just get a messy a big mess, a mess of glue there, or of Tombow. And I didn't want that, so I saw someone, I can't remember who it was, and they used glue dots, and I said, oh, there you go, glue dots, that's what I'm going to use. So done that. Now we're going to take the tree branches, and I'm just going to set it on top, make sure that it's not peeking through anywhere. Get that down, and now we need to put glue dots on top of that so that we can adhere it to the card front. So just put it down. Like I said, you don't need to put it all over the place on the outer edges. That should be good enough. And of course on the trunk, on the tree trunk here. And I use the, I can't remember what this is called. I call it the pokey thing. I know that's not the right word for it, but it works for me, and it works for a lot of other people that I've heard use that same reference. Okay. And because this might not be as wide as the glue dot, you just take the glue dot and you bend it in half and then put it on there, and it doesn't peek through. And this one doesn't want to leave my finger. Okay, that's a goner. And here we go. Okay, so now we're going to adhere this to our card front, and like I showed you before, it has a little opening over here, and that's where the tree trunk goes. So just press down, and that's great. Now we have to add this to the basic black. You'll notice in my videos, and everyone who knows me and sees me stamp, I can't stamp anything in the middle. I can't glue anything in the middle. I can't stamp anything in the middle, so I just use these tricks. And one of them, to adhere something in the middle, I just put the adhesive on the top. I hold it where the adhesive is, and then I just move it around until I get it in the correct position. And then I lower it down. Then I'll add the adhesive later, and you've got it. Boom. Okay, let's just fold it, bone folder there, and we're going to adhere this the same thing. Center it, get it in the middle. If you cut this correctly, you can center it in the bottom and on the sides, and then the top will be centered also. So just make sure when you're cutting you get your measurements right, and you shouldn't have a problem with that. And there, now we need to do the inside. And center it. There. And just give it a little more. And we're done. Well, we're almost done. I want to give the sun a little bling here or shine, so I'm using Clear Winka Stella. I know you can't, it doesn't show in the video, but believe me, adding this on the sun and on the rays, it really makes a difference. It sparkles and shines. So that, and just a little bit more bling. Going to add some rhinestones and put one here. Paper piercing tool, that's what this is. Paper piercing tool. I knew it would come to me. Okay, and now we're done. Oh, and if you want to give it fall colors, you can add, I think I used pumpkin pie for that, for the fall colors. So anyway, hope you like this. Please like this video, add me to your favorites, and subscribe to my channel. And I'll see you. This is Wanda Smith from Stamping All Night Long with Wanda Smith. Bye now.